Thirdly, don't trust in rules and regulations. Oh gosh. Now, to some churches, even in South Wales, this will sound like heresy. Because in some places, church is all about doing the right thing, saying the right thing, singing the right hymns, wearing the right clothes. And the sad thing about that is in all this focus on keeping empty traditions alive, they've missed out on the fullness and the freedom of the gospel. Verse 6 to 11, he has made us competent as ministers of a new covenant, not of the letter, but of the Spirit. For the letter kills, but the Spirit gives life. Now, if the ministry that brought death, which was engraved in letters on stone, came with glory, so that the Israelites could not look steadily at the face of Moses because of its glory, transitory though it was, will not the ministry of the Spirit be even more glorious? If the ministry that brought condemnation was glorious, how much more glorious is the ministry that brings righteousness? For what was glorious has no glory now in comparison with the surpassing glory. And if what was transitory came with glory, how much greater is the glory of that which lasts. Confused? That's okay. Let's dig in a bit. Let's do some teaching. Stay with me. So what Paul is talking about here, you may have heard these words before. The old covenant and the new covenant. What is a covenant, first and foremost? A covenant is like an agreement or a promise between two parties. You covenant this together. So when Moses was leading the Israelites in the Old Testament through the book of Exodus, God makes a covenant with his people. As part of this covenant, this agreement between God and his people, God gives the people the law through Moses, most famously including the Ten Commandments, written on stone. So that's when Paul says written on stone, he's referring to that old covenant, the old law that was written on stone, that was given to Moses and the Israelites in the old covenant. I remember someone in church a few years ago who was new to Christianity telling me they were reading the Old Testament and panicking because they were like, oh my goodness, I can't do all this. I haven't got any goats to sacrifice. I say, well, you better get some. No, I said, I was able to share the good news that we don't have to live according to that old covenant anymore. Why? Because under Moses, God's people were given the old covenant, but under Christ, we have received a new covenant. And that's what Paul is talking about here. This new covenant is greater than the old covenant. This new law that we have in our hearts is greater than the old law that was written on the stone tablets. The way that we know we are God's people is not through perfectly obeying the law, but it is through surrendering to Jesus Christ. We remember this every time we take communion, which is nice that we're going to do it this morning. 1 Corinthians 11:25. Jesus says, this cup is the new covenant in my blood. See, that new covenant was bought at a price, and that was the very blood of Jesus Christ.